And now, from Glasgow.
So, hi guys, welcome to my first Diary of a Bus Driver on Loan, whatever the title's going to be. So, what I'm doing is I'm recording this at the end of the day. I say end of the day, it's still bright and lovely out there. And then releasing it the next day. So, you're watching this on a Tuesday and I'm talking about Monday. So, first of all, please forgive the quality of the video. This is a new hotel. All of my recording gear is down in London, which I hope to be getting on Sunday. So this is just my basic laptop with my basic microphone, and it's absolutely terrible, but there we go. So the room, I'm not happy with the room. I have a desk this wide, and that's what I'm going to have to do everything on. My lamp doesn't stay up, so I'd like to have the light a bit more like this. That would be quite good lighting with the lighting they provide me. I don't know if I can adjust the screw on it, but then there is a screw on there. It's broken. Yeah, it looks like there's a little wing nut screw which someone's broken and they've twisted it so hard it's actually broken. So there you go, that's the hotel for you. So normally I get the train down when I'm doing London. This time I brought the car. I brought the car because it's actually Ashton upon something or another. That screen is terrible. So, right, let me explain what my job is for those that you don't know. I am a bus driver based in Scotland. I work a 10-week cycle, which is basically 3 weeks away on loan to another depot, in this case Manchester, well, Greater Manchester. Then I go home and work in Scotland for 3 weeks. Then I come back to Greater Manchester for 3 weeks. Then I have a week's leave. I'm starting this having just finished Scotland. Now I'm in Manchester for 3 weeks. So in another 2 weeks and 5 days, I will be going back home for a week's holiday. So the journey down was quite nice. It was expected according to Google Maps, which I was following. Here's my phone. You're going to get that a lot, I'm afraid, because I'm not going to bother editing this. So the journey down was supposed to be, according to Google Maps, something like 3 and a bit hours. It should have brought me in here round about just after 4 o'clock. And I thought, right, okay, I'll target that for 5 o'clock because I take my time. I don't rush, and I stop about halfway. I like to do roughly about 100 miles, and I'll stop for a cup of coffee and stretch my legs, you know. So I stopped at T-Bay Services, and I'm going to mention T-Bay Services because I think I need to tell you their coffee is dreadful. £4.95 for a cup of coffee, and it was like dishwater. It was absolutely terrible. The only good redeeming factor about it was that I was absolutely dying for a drink, and at least it was wet. Then I did a little surprise visit to Crafting Budgie Mama. I had a couple of things for her, and I go past her town on the way. It was just literally hop off the motorway, about 1.5 miles in, pop in and see her. She makes a lovely cup of coffee, I will say that. She uses a very good brand of coffee, and that was most welcome. And then I eventually got to the hotel around about 6 o'clock. Didn't spend too much time with her. First impression of the hotel was not amazing, but you know, hotel is hotel. At least there's a nice bed. Let me just see if I can use it. So as you see, I've not made my bed today. I do apologise. It's quite a comfy bed. It's one of the good things. Now, obviously, I'm a little bit bare on the way of equipment. That is the TV there, which is nice. But I really don't give two hoots about TV. TV bores me. And I very, very rarely watch TV, and I've been watching TV because there's nothing else to do. I've been watching a couple of things like Big Bang Theory, which I've seen them all before, and I just feel like my brain is frazzled. Anyway, so I've got to give you a big leaflet on everything they tell you. Now, the hotel, it's got a swimming pool. I am building myself up to go swimming. I've been looking forward to going swimming for about, let's say, about 16, 17 years. I had my gender surgery. Now, before the surgery, obviously I couldn't go swimming because it looks a bit odd. And I remember the psychiatrist saying to me, what does this operation mean to you? And I said, well, it's not going to turn me into something fantastic. But it should give me the confidence to go swimming. And I still haven't gone swimming. I'm a bit more body conscious rather than anything else. I've not even got onto the bus driving bit yet, have I? So there's an opportunity for me to go swimming here, and there's an opportunity for me to use the gym. Now, where I used to be a gym member many, many years ago. Now, I'm not one of these fanatical gym people. I just like to build up my general level of fitness. And all I used to do was like a half an hour, 6-kilometre walk, a little bit of light rowing before that to warm me up. And then there were a couple of bits of machines which I used to alternate. I used to warm up on the rowing machine, go for a bit of a walk for half an hour, and then half an hour on some other bit of equipment. I'm really sorry, because what's the view like? That's not too bad. I'm going to just move this down because I don't know if you can actually see me because I've got a reflection coming on my screen, so I can't see if you can see me. So yeah, get in and do the gym and try and persuade myself to do a bit of swimming. Means I've got to buy a swimming cosy, but there you go. Right, so for the actual, I've just had a panic. Bear with me 1 second. The reason I've had a panic, they've given me a big pack for route learning. I did put it in the bag. So this is my pack for route learning. I have got 22 routes to learn in 3 weeks. 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I can't remember how long we've got it. Now, we've done 2 routes today, and I'll just show you a little bit of them. So as you can see, I've scribbled my own little bits of notes on top, and as it stands right now, I would be confident I could run those routes if I had these notes with me. Obviously in 2 weeks time, will I remember the route? I don't know. So it seems doable, but it also means that we're going to have to work quite hard. Doable. 10 days, 22 routes. There's also room that they're going to be pushing us out on the road as early as they can to do overtime. But I'm not going to go anywhere with driving until I'm confident. It is quite nice. It's quite an interesting system because it's very much like the London system. Now, if you don't live in London, you don't live in Manchester, you will have a bus service somewhere wherever you live. That bus service will be owned by a company. It's their bus route. If they get a lot of passengers, they make a lot of money. If they don't get many passengers, they don't make much money. It's that simple. You get a bus, you run it from A to B, fine. This is a tendered service. Now, apparently this is the way that the whole of the UK is eventually going to go. And it's a slightly controversial subject. So the way it's done in London is All of the routes are owned by London Council. London is an organisation called Transport for London. I don't know what they come under, but it's a government organisation. They own all of the routes, and what they do is they say, right, route number 1, we want someone to run it, these are our requirements, and all the bus companies put in a bid, and then one of the companies is awarded that bid, that contract, and then after 5 years it comes up again and everyone bids for it, and it might change hands, it might not, and therefore the company that runs it, they don't make any more money regards to the customers, because the route is owned. I've never said I've got hiccups. That might work. So because they're only paid to run the route, they run the route backwards and forwards, and they get paid for running the route. If they don't run the route, if they miss a route, say there's a bus breakdown, whatever, they get fined for every mile they lose. All the money that is generated, it goes to Transport for London. Greater Manchester is now going the same. People refer to them as TFGM, and I don't think that has the same ring to it. TFM had a bit of a ring to it, Transport for Manchester, but it's but that's basically what it is. So the depot that I'm working at, it used to belong to another company, and our company's taken over that depot, and apparently what could happen is in 5 years' time that depot transfers over to a different company. Now I think it's a good little system, because it means that if the company runs the routes really well, they get to keep it, but also the customers get a good service. The negative side is if you get a small company comes in, because they're bidding on the entire depot's routes, there's no way a small company could come in and bid big enough to be able to afford to do it. So there could be a little company out there that could run bus routes far better than anybody else, and they'll never have the opportunity to, because they don't have the funds behind them, unless they bid a fiver. But then you can't run 22 routes for 5 years on a fiver. So yeah, it looks a nice place. It's in Lancashire, so it's Lancashire, and it's okay. But let's say I've gone out and learnt 2 routes. They don't seem too bad. It is Lancashire. It's a different part of the world. It looks like Lancashire. It feels like Lancashire. One of the routes we drove past, we went past where they filmed. I've gone and forgotten what the name of Last of the Summer Wine. So where they filmed Last of the Summer Wine, that's on one of my bus routes. So take it as you may. Is that exciting? Not exciting? It's up to you to decide. There was also a couple of other things that have been filmed. It's a very picturesque county. I can understand why people would want to film programs here. So it is very nice. There isn't much to do where I am, because I'm right in the middle of a leisure park. We've got a Hollywood Bowl. We've got about 15 different places to eat. Basically, if you have loads of money, you can live very well. My friend's just come back today from his dinner. He had fish and chips, and I said, "Oh, what did that cost?" He went, 19 quid. I ain't paying 19 quid for fish and chips, but you've got Five Guys, you've got KFC, you've got McDonald's. I'm doing all right out of McDonald's. They've got some various offers on at the moment. Hotel breakfast, that was funny. If you're on my Facebook, you'll have already seen this. So because I started work at 7 o'clock, I think their breakfast starts at something like 6:30 or something like that. So I wasn't able to have breakfast. So I said, "Can you give us a little packed lunch before I go?" "Yeah, no problems." Went down at 5:30 this morning. They gave me a little bag. I had a little choco painters, you know, those little croissant things with a little bit of chocolate in. I had one of those that was about that big. I had a huge orange. I had a can of Fanta. I tend to drink fizzy early on in the day. Here we go. So that is apparently a breakfast beverage. And I had a bar of Yorkie. But I don't actually need breakfast because on the train and bus we do actually stop off. We'll do like one trip on a route, and then we'll pop into Greggs or something. We all seem to like Greggs, and I like Greggs. It's not too expensive, and you get like sausage in a roll. Apparently in Lancaster the bread rolls are called muffins, but if you go to Yorkshire and refer to a bread roll as a muffin, just don't. So there is a little joke about England that says you can travel 50 miles, the accent's changed 3 times, and the bread roll has 6 different names. So I'm learning that a bread roll is called a muffin, because I went into Greggs and I said, sausage in a roll, I always call that a bap, sausage bap, because if you have ham in a roll, it's a ham roll. If you have egg in a roll, it's an egg roll. If you have bacon in a roll, it's a bacon roll. But if you ask for a sausage roll, you get meat paste in a pastry. So, you know, I don't go in and ask for sausage roll. So I ask for sausage bap. I've learned, not coming originally from Scotland, I've learned to not call it sausage, to call it links. Because if you ask for sausage in Scotland, you get square sausage, and little bangers, as we might call them, are referred to as links. But now I have to go back to calling them sausage. So in England it's sausage in a roll, Scotland it's a link roll, which makes a lot more sense to me, because a sausage roll and a link roll are the same thing. So yeah, we get a little bit of Greg's time. My assistant operations manager is on assignment here as well. He's actually temporarily the assistant operations manager for this depot while they get it all sorted out, which that could be good, that could be bad. Obviously part of the fun of being on loan is you're away from your depot, you're away from your manager, and here I am working with my manager. But then on the plus side, it's a guy I get on well with, and it's nice to have a point of contact. So yeah, that's rather nice, and it also means that I'm guessing he's my point of contact for organising travel and accommodation. So it's only Monday, and I spoke to the manager at the hotel. They have no storage area, so my options are to bring my car with me every time I come, which is going to add an extra 50-60 quid to everything, or not bring stuff. Not because obviously if I'm travelling on the train, I can only bring what I can carry, whereas if I'm in a car, I can load the car up. I am going to check out, there's a storage area just across the road, so I will have a little look at renting a little tiny locker just to put a couple of suitcases in. But I'm a little bit disappointed that there's nowhere to store stuff, so I'm going to have a word with my manager and say, oh, is it possible to have a Holiday Inn? I liked Holiday Inn, plus you get free points when you stay, and I just reached a pretty decent level. So obviously I'm only telling you about the first 24 hours, and I know they say first impressions count, and first impressions aren't fantastic. It's really important for me. I mean, I know that this first 3 weeks I'm not going to have much to do because I've got to go down to London and get all my hobby gear. So I've got nothing to do, and stupidly I brought with me a couple of models. These are to do off camera. The reason I bought these, I've got 2 of these. I got this when I was a club member, and I got another one as part of a mystery box. And then I got this as part of a mystery box, but I've got the Edward North American Mustang 1/48 scale. And I also thought I brought a Gundam with me. And I remember putting everything in the box. I put my sprue cutters in the box, and I forgot to bring it. Now, when I was around seeing my friend, I said to her, I forgot to bring glue. She said, it's all right, I've got 2 of them, because we've been doing Airfix starter sets. We're now on our second Airfix starter set. Plus, I bought her some glue. Did I buy her some glue? Yeah, I bought her some Tamiya extra thin. So she has 2 of these little tubes of Humbrol polycement. So she's given me a tube of glue, which is fantastic. But I can't pull the pieces off the sprues, so I'm going to have to sort something out. I don't know, I'll sort something. So I can't even, because I just thought, well, what I'll do is I'll put these together. I just won't paint them. We'll just do a grey model, a couple of grey models, 3 models there. That'll keep me going, and I can't do them. So the only thing I can sit here and do is make videos, sleep, drink Fanta, or watch reruns of crap programs on a hotel TV, or watch YouTube on my phone. I've got some really brilliant news for you, but that is more to do with my channel rather than me personally, so I'll wait till Sunday for that, and then I'll do the channel update. But yeah, that's my first day in the hotel. If I was forced into giving it an out of 10 rating, maybe a 7, maybe a 6, somewhere between a 6 and a 7. We'll use, I'll tell you what, we'll call it a 6, and then we'll base everything off the day before. So tomorrow I will be giving a 5 or an 8, 5 or a 7. How's that sound, guys? Even, do you know what, I think because of the hotel I've been in, I think I've got so much to complain about, or a lot to say, well, that's not as good. Coffee cups aren't so good. I can't tell you what breakfast is like here because I've not had proper breakfast. There's a little restaurant, there's a Starbucks. I ain't touching the Starbucks. I know the sort of prices they charge. I'm here to earn money, not spend it. I could easily spend 30, 40, 50 quid on food and drink. It's just one of those things if you're not careful. So a little bit of Greggs in the morning, and then if I'm still hungry, what I'll probably do tomorrow is we'll have me Greggs in the morning when we stop off, and I'll try and find a supermarket somewhere, and I'll get a little meal deal, which is a £5. But see, that's the thing, the food. I don't think there's a microwave here, so I can't buy a microwave meal. But again, part of it is finding the routine. I have absolutely no routine here. I don't know what the shifts are going to be like. I did have a shock this morning. They've got a book with all the duties in them, so naturally I looked at the duties to see what kind of work pattern I'll be dealing with. And I picked this duty at random, and it said start at 4:30 in the morning, finish at 11:15 at night. And I'm like, really? There's no way I'm working those shifts. And I thought maybe it's a big split because you can't drive for more than 10 hours a day. And I'm like, no, that can't be legal because you must have 8.5 hours between duties. So if you've got 4:30 starts and 10:30 finishes, that's 6 hours between duties. You can't possibly do that. And then someone reliably informed me that it's the duty car. We have this system where we have the duty card is on the bus. So the duty card that I've looked at is for the bus, not for the person. And what I mean by that is normally what will happen is I'll have a duty card and it lists all of my work for the day. You have a start point, you have all the timing points, and then you get to terminus and you come back, and there might be 4 runs on it, there might be 6, however many, and it will start at say 6 in the morning and it will finish maybe 3 in the afternoon. If you have some companies do duty cards for the bus, and what that means is it's the bus, so you'll get like a 6 o'clock start, and then at 10 o'clock a driver will come off and then a new driver will come on. The duty card stays with the bus, so the driver knows I've got to be on that bus at 10 o'clock, and I come off at 1 o'clock, and then I have dinner at 1 o'clock till 2 o'clock, and then I'm back on another bus and I'm on it till 6 or whatever. So yeah, the bus, that gave me a bit of a shock. I'm not doing shifts like that. So yeah, obviously my main focus has to be learning the routes before I deal with the duty cards. One other thing is I kind of got a lay of, I went in this morning and obviously I said, oh, I'm Penny, I'm here to start here, and one of the first questions out of his mouth was, what's your driver number? So, and I thought, it's the interesting thing is, you allocate the driver number to find it easier on the system. So, they type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you come up. But I'm one of these strange people. My surname has less characters in it than my driver number, so you actually type in more to find me by driver number. But we have this saying that you are just a driver number against a duty number, and the quicker you realise that, the easier your job is. And so I always say, if I'm just a driver number against a duty number, they are just a bunch of numbers in the bottom right hand corner of my wage slip, and that is all it is. Yes, I love my job. I have another little saying I say sometimes I hate my job. Some days I love my job, sometimes I hate my job, but I always love what I do, and I drive buses. That's what I enjoy doing. Sorry, I'm just caught, my fringe has just gone off to one side. So yeah, so that's it for me for the day. It is now 8 o'clock. I'm now going to go to bed. I'm going to be up about 5 in the morning. Obviously I need to upload this. I'm putting these out at 12 o'clock so they don't clash with any other videos that I put out at 6. I hope you enjoy it. I'm anticipating that this is a long one, because obviously I'm introducing the situation to you. I hope you enjoy it. Please do leave a comment and tell me what you think. If it's something you'd like me to include, something you'd like me to tell you about. Do you want to know what I've had for dinner? Do you want to know about the characters on the bus? I don't really want to talk too much about the other people in training, because it might give an impression of, you might be able to form an opinion of the bus company based on the characters of the people. But we're all lone drivers. We all come from different depots. But yeah, I mean, I'll talk about customers in an anonymous sense, as in, oh, I had a woman come on my bus and she was right arsey and she did this, that and the other. Yeah, but drivers, I don't really like sort of, Right, guys, anyway, that's it for me then. So as always, thank you for watching. Please give me your feedback. I'm sorry about the quality of the video. Once I get all my stuff back from London, the quality will improve. I did do a little quick test 5-second video, and I thought the quality wasn't amazing on the sound. So I'm quite amazed if you're still watching it by now. But to be honest with you, I think it's a great idea me doing these, because I can look back on them in so many years' time. I think, my God, did I really have that haircut? And oh, I remember when I was working in Manchester. My only regret is I wasn't doing this when I was in London. Right, guys, that's it for me. Catch you later. As I'm now going, I can open my blinds. And look at that, it's 8 o'clock, it's still daylight. Take care, guys. Penny out.